The idea came from January 6th and just all the drama from 2020. And it just felt like the state that I knew and the country that I knew was kind of coming apart because we had just lost touch with what our core values are. And that's what sent me down this path. I talked to my wife. I'm like, gosh, what do we do? And she's like, well, have you thought about running for office? And that was the genesis that led me down this path.
Sure. And so, so you know how you've talked about how you don't want to be beholden to party interests. So how do you see that, working if they kind of hold the purse strings?
They hold the purse strings for all the money that goes to the party, but this day and age, I feel like as a candidate, you have a lot more reach to everyday people. And there's no doubt, to win this election, I said in 2010 it was like 86 grand the successful candidate raised. Now it's like $1 million. You need to raise a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I think the internet and the way that we communicate today has been like a great equalizer in terms of raising money. So I think the way in the short term that we get candidates that are willing to work on the common good and not be beholden to interest groups or a party is to be able to run under your own steam and raise money with that in mind versus depending on other big people to give money to you.
And so I guess what would you do differently than the incumbent?
In terms of
I guess in terms of areas that are important to you, perhaps.
Here's how I would start. Just the way I would just do the job differently of being a legislator. I would spend a lot more time doing what we just did here, with in a small group setting, having that town hall type of back and forth with voters. I would be a lot more engaged with, like, on a personal and like geographic level with what's happening in the community, spending a lot more time here in places like Platteville or Cuba City or Darlington as opposed to Madison. And then issues-wise, topically, what I'd be doing is, and I said this at the meeting, is we have to pan for gold at the head of the stream. And what I mean by that is we need to spend taxpayer money wisely, and I think the best way to do that is by investing in families, especially young families. And so the things that families need to succeed are childcare, good public schools, and good paying jobs that promise a career. And those kinds of investments tend to pay for themselves.